Hey, how's it going? It is All the News. My name is Adam, and it's really nice of you to be here watching these videos. Very kind indeed. And I just want to say thank you to all the people watching the videos. It's really nice of you. So what are we looking at today? Well, we're looking at Johnny Depp is topping the Google list of trending people and actors in 2022. This came out today, a few hours ago, if I'm looking at the clock down here. Yes, it is. And so Johnny Depp has topped Google's list of trending people in 2022. The company, Google, released on Wednesday, this is today, its 2022 Year in Search Themes and Insights report, with data that it says reflects this year's trending topics, meaning the searches that really received a significant increase in traffic over a sustained period of time this year compared to last year's. So this is very interesting. Depp won his defamation case against the Sea Witch in June, and she was the third top trending person on Google search, people trying to find out who this evil Harridan is. The Depp Heard trial also took a prominent spot in users' search history this year. Depp sued Heard for defamation in 2019, yes he did, after she described herself erroneously and maliciously and defamatory as a public figure representing domestic abuse. She lied in a 2018 op-ed in the Washington Post, and they got in trouble as well. The trial began in April and didn't go well for her. A jury found that AH defamed Johnny Depp and awarded him a $15 million in damages. That's $10 million in compensatory damages, $5 million in punitive damages, which was reduced, as we know, because of Virginia state law caps. AH herself was awarded $2 million in compensatory damages for her $100 million countersuit against Depp, and this was for a statement made by Adam Waldman concerning her and her friends, in which he claimed that she had acted to rough up the set, if you would like to call it a set, like a movie set, or the premises. She and her friends had dressed the set ready for the police to find, and that was found to be defamatory, that statement. The verdict in the trial was the 9th top trending news topic of the year. Google's 2022 list also showed there was a high interest in the Oscars moment. Well, that's the weird statement. Usually there's no interest in the Oscars whatsoever. But this year's Oscars is going to go downhill unless somebody does something. And it might have rescued the Oscars, actually. This slap, it might have rescued them, because the ratings for the Oscars was going through the toilet, just down. Anyway, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after the comedian made a very bland joke about the actor's wife, and he lost his mind because he simped out. Jada Pinkett Smith. The incident landed at number 8 on the top trending news categories, and he's had to do his hostage video apology. Did you see that? It was ridiculous. Smith and Rock were the 2nd and 7th on the top trending people category, and Jada Pinkett Smith was also featured in the trending actors category, and that's the first time ever. So US users also expressed interest in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and specifically looking for ways to help people in Ukraine. Very nice. 3 of the top trending how to help searches included how to help Ukraine, how to help Ukrainian refugees, and how to help the Ukrainian army. Well, don't go over there, you'll get shot. Anyway, Ukraine was also the 6th on the general searches category and 3rd on the top trending news category. Obviously there's a big issue there. And many people were curious about niche internet trends this year. Okay, according to Google, more than ever before, the world searched for Goblin mode. Well, I was like, what? What is Goblin mode? And people saying, what is this thing? People also asking about Web 3, which is short for Web 3.0, and this is described as a hypothetical future version of the internet based on blockchain technology. Oh, well, that's not going to go well, is it? Goblin mode is when you give up being neat and organised and nice, and you sit around the house eating cornflakes off your stomach in the dark. And it was brought to fame because of the ex-girlfriend of Kanye West, and she's a bit of an idiot, in my personal opinion. Andrew Tate, self-described success coach who has been criticised online for what many see as misogynistic advice, topped Google's 2020 category for trending Who Is. So people trying to find out who is Andrew Tate. And so lots of information about this if you want to look into it further. Are there more doors or wheels in the world? People think there are more doors. People think there's a lot of wheels. There's a lot of wheels. I've got a lot of wheels. If you've got a car, you've got 4. But yeah, you've got a house, you've got loads of doors. Who knows what else is going on? Nikki Sixx shares his new collaboration with Alice Cooper and Johnny Depp and Tommy Henriksen. This is talking about the, where is it down here? No, it's not down here. Where is it? Oh yeah, Evil World Machine animation, which is out now, which is a brand new collaboration between Alice Cooper, Johnny Depp, Joe Perry and Nikki Sixx and Tommy Henriksen. And it's according to Nikki Sixx's recent Instagram post, the icons got together for the first single of Crossbones Scully. This is a project by Tommy Henriksen, and Nikki announced the news by sharing the teaser from the animated film. So there's a film, I'll put a link to it in the description, and it's Evil World Machine, and it looks quite interesting. I think there's an album that's coming out. Yeah, there's 2023, there's going to be an album release of Crossbones Scully. I quite like it. It reminds me of a lot of 80s bands, 80s metal bands. When I was listening to it, had a sort of vibe of AC/DC and loads of people. Poison, Metallica. Who else was it? Loads of people. But yeah, I'll leave a link and you can have a little watch if you fancy it. What else is going on? I was looking at this, and Disney seems to be in trouble again. So we've got Disney's Christine McCarthy. This is her down here. Emerges as the top CEO contender. So she could be in charge of Disney when Bob Iger, this guy, is going to leave. And he's leaving in 2 years. He's just come back to replace Bob Chapek, who was his successor. So Bob Iger was in place. He says, my successor is going to be this Bob Chapek guy. Bob Chapek drives the cost and price of everything through the roof. And everyone's paying far too much money for everything in Disney. Plus, they start losing loads of money. Bob Chapek gets chucked out. Bob Iger comes back. And now Bob Iger is suggesting that this woman should take over when he leaves in 2 years. Does that sound complicated enough? A little bit, yeah. So, so we've got the unexpected return of Bob Iger, there he is, last month, for a new stint as Disney CEO. Yeah, many people saying the problems that Bob Chapek are blamed for were actually this guy's issues. He started it, because films take a long time to make. You start a film 2 years ago, it turns up today. So blaming Chapek for stuff that happened 2 years ago under this guy is perhaps not fair. And now they've brought back the same guy who was causing the problems. But we shall see. We shall see. So Bob Iger's back for a new stint as Disney CEO. He got all the glory. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked here, but he got all the glory for his starting of Disney Plus subscription service and pulling in loads of subscribers. But he was spending vast amounts of money to do so, and that has cost them loads of money. So they were getting loads of subscribers. He leaves. Bob Chapek gets blamed for the cost of it. So I don't know. You're bringing back a guy who's got a checkered past. Checkered past going on. So anyway, he's back. The entertainment giant's veteran chief financial officer, there you go, has emerged as a leading contender to take over the top job. He always has a reputation for hiring within its own ranks. It doesn't bring in new people for these top roles. But that leads to another problem, that if you get rid of loads of your top people, then you haven't got anybody to choose from when you need them. It has always been a force to be reckoned with, but you have to put her on a list of top 5 possibilities after the last few weeks, a Disney Insider said. It's always a bit of a worry when people describe someone like that. Are they bullies? Are they just too aggressive? I don't know. A Disney Insider said of the now prominent chief financial officer. So if McCarthy was handed the keys to the Magic Kingdom in the next 23 months, because he's leaving after 2 years, the executive would occupy a historic position as the first female CEO in Disney's 100-year existence. Yeah, it could be the end of it, to be honest. It's looking very shaky in the House of Mouse at the moment. CFOs, chief financial officers, are key managers, but more often than not they are low profile, working behind the scenes, emerging during earnings season, making quotations, and the occasional investor conference. Rarely do they take centre stage, especially in the heat of battle, leading the troops into a messy ouster of their boss. Oh yeah, that's what she did. And rarer still do they become a king killer. But that is what has happened with McCarthy, the longtime Disney treasurer, who became the CFO in 2015. A steady hand under the previous Iger regime, when Shapek was in charge. McCarthy was influential in helping to successfully engineer a string of key mergers, and adept at raising and husbanding cash during the depth of COVID. So she organised key mergers and acquisitions, and she's good at controlling the money supply as the Chief Financial Officer, I would hope so. On November 20th, the Chief Financial Officer became the public face of Disney's coup d'etat. So she's the one that cut Shapek out. Distraught by the company's dire bottom line, I'm sure that did upset her, and missteps by Shapek over the last 18 months, McCarthy is the executive whose name is now in the history books for going to the board and its chair, Susan Arnold, to orchestrate a revolt in the executive suite that brought Iger back after less than a year of official retirement. So she went to Susan Arnold, told her that this Shapek is a nightmare, and Shapek is booted out. And then Bob Iger comes back in, and now she's in the frame. To be the successor to this guy. But is she a leader of the company, or is she a chief financial officer? Can she deal with actors and actresses, or is she a bean counter? I do not know. But there's major issues at Disney at the moment, major issues. Going to Arnold in mid-November, McCarthy, one of the highest-ranking women in the entertainment industry, threatened to resign if Shapek was not cut loose immediately. Wow. So in the 35 years I've been doing this, I never saw a chief financial officer go round a chief executive officer, said one long-time Wall Street analyst with a tinge of amazement in his voice. Weeks after McCarthy cut the knees out from Shapek and his reign of error. Sorry, I like that. That's quite a good phrase. I might have to steal that one because it's like reign of terror, but it's reign of error. I like it. So she's gone round the side of the CEO, gone to the board, spoken to Susan Arnold, said this is going horribly, horribly wrong. And she's not wrong. Let's have a little look at the stock price. I was looking at this. If we look at the 1 day, that's today, it's all still going downhill. If we look at the 1 year, this is just where we were at the height, 156, 157, around there. And that's back in January. And then it's been rocketing downwards. A little bit of a peak up here, but then rocketing downwards. $92.29, 157. So, what's 60, 70, yeah, 70 cents from a price of 157. 40 odd percent, 38.8% loss in the last year from its height. So that's bad. To lose 38% of the value of the entire company in a year is shocking. And if you're the chief financial officer, you're staring at these numbers and you're thinking, holy moly, we've got to sort something out immediately. And it's still not sorted out, as you can see from not from probably a daily, but the month, 6 months, it's all over the shop. It is all over the shop, but downwards is the general trend, just downwards. What else? Because why? Because of this. And loads of other things, but because of this as well. Disney battles to preserve its powers of its kingdom, essentially, yes, in Florida. A compromise with Governor Ron DeSantis might allow Disney World to continue to tax itself. Yeah, it's desperate to try and avoid this at the moment. When Walt and Roy Disney were dreaming up their plan to transform 25,000 acres of Florida swampland into a utopian city and theme park in the mid-60s, they wanted none of the oversight they faced from California authorities when they built Disneyland. I'm sure they didn't. Nobody likes oversight from anybody. But, you have to sometimes. By the end of a highly effective PR push, Disney got its wish. You remember that, Shapek? Effective PR pushes. Florida handed the company the powers to essentially run a private government. Wow. Among the extraordinary rights granted to Disney by the Florida legislature in '67 was the ability to construct a nuclear power plant and a nuclear power plant. That's insane. That's insane. That would not be allowed in the UK. No private company would ever be allowed to build a nuclear power plant on its own. It would be governmental control. A private company could build it under government control for sure, but a private company couldn't just build a nuclear power station for itself. Not at all. Never. Not at all. That I find insane. But there we go. Oh, Disney never built the power plant. Yeah, exactly. Exactly so. Or the airport around Disney World. I'm not surprised about the airport. That would be useful. But the company's legal right to do so could be a useful bargaining chip, or as a threat or something, as Disney seeks to preserve its 55-year-old special taxing district in Florida, known as the Reedy Creek Improvement District, which the state's governor wants dissolved. Oh yeah, why does it want it dissolved? So this spring, Reedy Creek became the unlikely pawn in the culture wars as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he's being put forward as the presidential nomination. So they're going to be fighting against someone who could well be president. Not good. With Disney, whose then chief executive Bob Chapek, yet again, has criticised the state's law restricting discussion of LGBTQ issues in the classroom. Why? Why did you get involved with that, Chapek? Why? This is Disney, which is a family company which makes family films, family entertainment, is now pushing some sort of LGBTQ discussion slash, in many people's minds, indoctrination of under 10-year-old children. And Ron DeSantis, and now you've lost control of your special taxing district because of it. No wonder you got chucked out. It is in what was widely seen as retaliation for Chapek's criticism of the legislation, which critics branded "Don't Say Gay." DeSantis signed a hastily written bill into law that is scheduled to dissolve Reedy Creek in June. They've lost their special tax exemption status. Oh, the foolishness of it. The governor's office has not detailed what will replace it, although a spokesman for DeSantis said in a statement on Friday, a plan is in the works and will be released soon. Yeah, there's all sorts of issues there. They didn't need to get involved. Because they've got involved, they've now got to fight this thing. They've got to fight to try and get back their special status. They're not going to get it back without some sort of compromise, and they didn't need to get involved with that. And it's a self-own. It's shooting yourself in the foot for no apparent reason. It's done harm to the reputation as well. It's really not good. And yeah, really, really bad. Poor decision making. What else is going on? Fans think Disney has lost its magic, and this is from the DisneyFanatic.com. I was looking at this going, Jesus. Disney's popularity slowly declining, if much of the mainstream talk is to be believed, and now we've got the numbers to reflect it. So this is from a poll about Disney, and asking various people, various fanatics about Disney, what they think, how they think, what is going on, all under Chapek. And it's not good, to be honest. In a new poll conducted by Time to Play, never heard of them, wherein the sample for the survey included answers from more than 1,900 adults who consider themselves Disney World enthusiasts. Right? These are people who want to go to Disney and have been there often and go there often. People who usually would opt to spend their money and vacation time visiting a Disney park. And they're saying 70% of Disney World guests feel that Disney World has lost its magic because of the heightened prices. But while they're paying these higher ticket prices, they've also noticed that the food portions have gone down and quality has been going downhill. Brilliant. So you're paying loads more, you're getting smaller food portions, and you're getting worse food. Great. That's great. And guests are also finding their Disney World hotel rooms are lacking, even though prices for these are at an all-time high. Brilliant. It doesn't get any better than that. And they're asked, here's a little note, is a family vacation to Walt Disney World out of reach for the average household? 92.6% said yes. 92.6 say the cost of a Disney World vacation is now out of the reach for average families. 92% of people. And these are fanatics. These are Disney World fanatics. And they're saying 92% say it's beyond the reach of an average family. Oh, so bad. 68.3 say rampant price increases make it feel like Disney World has lost its magic. Disney World is a scam if you go there and it's £20 for a can of Coke. I mean, what? 48.3 have postponed a Disney World trip in recent years due to price increases. Postponed meaning they didn't go. They just didn't go. How much more do Disney World veterans expect to pay for their next trip compared to their last one 35%. They expect to pay 35% more. And it's already incredibly expensive. Oh, it's outrageous. 66.9 feel that if they don't upgrade to Genie Plus and purchase additional individual Lightning Lane entries, they won't get the full Disney World experience. So what they're saying is it doesn't work properly either. You're paying loads of money, but you've got to pay extra, a lot extra, so that you can actually go on these individual Lightning Lane entries and get into the actual rides, rather than stand there for 3 hours in a queue, because I've done that before. And if the system doesn't work, you're paying this much money to go there, and then you're standing around in queues for the whole day, being ripped off with $12 Cokes, and you have to pay special prices just to get in the event. People are just going to say no. They're going to say, no, I've got better things to do, I've got better places to go, I've got better things to do with my time and money. And yeah, it's not good, especially when you come to stuff like adding this into the mix as well. And a lot of parents are very, very unhappy with this stuff. Very unhappy with that. And then they have to pay so much more, 35% more, for poorer food, less food, longer line. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, this is just how to run a business into the floor. What else is going on? Oh yeah, I was looking at the Magic Disney Plus, Genie Plus thing. It's a special system that you pay extra, and it gets you into the rides faster. You've got to book it at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then it gets you into 2 or 3 attractions per day. You've got to pay extra for it, and it's tacked onto this normal Disney Genie thing. And that's like an app that shows you around the park, and the Genie Plus is to pay more and get into the rides. But it's such a weird concept. It's like paying to go bowling, and then the queue in the bowling is so extreme you can't actually get to a bowling lane, and you have to pay extra to get to a bowling lane. So you're paying twice to do the same thing. You've already paid huge amounts of money to go there, and then you've got to pay huge amounts of money to go there. I'm discombobulated. Well, that's all my thoughts at the moment about Disney and about Johnny Depp. Let me know your thoughts. Is Disney World too expensive? Is it become... I've only been there once, and it was expensive. And yeah, it really was. Is it too expensive? Is it becoming something it shouldn't be? Has it become something it shouldn't be? Is this new chief financial officer going to make a difference? Or is she going to be the guardian that leads it to the early grave? I don't know. I do not know. I'm looking at the stock price. I'm thinking, holy moly. Holy moly. But then if you look at how much money they've got per year coming in, they are cash rich. They've got cash coming in. They've got massive expenditure though as well. And the stock price is plummeting. New CFOs, new CEOs. This one's gone. The next one's back. He's back again. This one's probably coming in. There's another one coming in. They're fighting with the government. They're building nuclear power stations. Jesus Christ, man. That worries me. And yeah, so let me know your thoughts, and like and subscribe if you found anything interesting. There's always crazy news today, and I think that's about everything. There's join the membership, there's super thanks. I'll see you later.